You know, Chris Hemsworth's actually pretty average.
Yeah, it's his team that's awesome.
Yeah!
There's no question that Chris Hemsworth's team does a great job with advertising, but I'm here to tell you if they do a great job with their content.
3, 2, 1.
Welcome to my channel. My name is Mitch. I'm a personal trainer that's absolutely obsessed with books, habits, and health. There are a ton of different approaches that you can take to achieve your fitness goals. I'm obviously a big fan of personal training, but I do get the appeal of an app. And in today's video, I'm going to be reviewing Centr. Now, obviously, this isn't a paid review. This is just somebody in the fitness industry giving their own opinion on the Centr app. Also, before you make any changes to your health, please check with your healthcare provider first. This is just my opinion. Everybody is different and should seek individualized advice, which funnily enough is one of my major criticisms of Centr. So in the first part of this video, I'm going to set up my own Centr profile using their free trial as though I was one of my own clients, and I'll give you my first impressions there. In the second part of this video, which you can skip ahead to, I'll give you a more nuanced take on their workout plans, their diet plans. I'll give you my final thoughts, and I'll also tell you who I think can benefit from Centr. So here I am in the Centr app. One of the most common goals that I get is to be more fit and toned. So that's what I'm going to go with here. So the next thing that they want to know is what my current fitness level is. We'll say that I train between 2 and 4 times per week. I'd be fascinated to know the differences here. One of the biggest challenges that apps face is individualizing programs, but regardless, I'll just go middle line, intermediate. So what meal plan do I want to follow? I love that they included this. So a fun fact about me is that I'm actually a pescatarian. I think it's great that they have inclusive diet plans. Okay, so this is a very nice user interface from first impressions. This is exactly kind of what I was expecting. So on day 1, I have a dynamic yoga workout. I like that they're starting off with a little bit more stretching. It looks like I also have a bonus push beyond 20-minute workout. Oh, interesting. So they have some stuff here on visualization and calming. And then they've also went ahead and taken the liberty of prescribing me a breakfast, lunch, and dinners. Lunch is leftovers. I don't know what I would be eating for leftovers because this is day 1. But, oh, okay, cool. So they have some different ideas down here. This all looks pretty good at first glance. Okay, so the other things that I'm noticing at the top here is that I have create a grocery list, it looks like. So I'm gonna be able to, oh, cool. I would assume that I'm able to just create a shopping list via all of their recipes. And then the other thing that I wanted to check out were the snacks. And yeah, this is all just gorgeous. I'm noticing a lot of cookies, which I actually am a fan of them including, you know, a couple fun things in here. One of the most common mistakes that I see people make when they are taking on a new diet plan is they go all in on all the healthy foods and they don't focus at all on, you know, having some fun when you eat. Here, let's check out the snacking guidelines. Okay, so it looks like they're preaching moderation. Fantastic. Love it, love it, love it. Pre and post workout. Their treat. Centr is not about deprivation. Excellent. Okay, and then last up we have the post-workout smoothie. So this is where it can get a little dicey. I really hope that Centr places a focus on whole natural foods and not a ton on supplementation, because one of the things that the fitness industry does way too much of is promote supplements. And the reason why is because it's very lucrative to sell supplements. So obviously they want you to think that you need to have a post-workout super smoothie with a scoop of whey protein and a bunch of other stuff just to keep your gains, when that might not necessarily be the case. Okay, the banana peanut butter super smoothie. This all looks pretty good. You got some natural flavoring here, a vanilla protein powder. They are not peddling their own stuff, so I don't think that they would prescribe this after every workout, but okay. This is fine. I'm happy with this. Okay, so I've now set up my profile and I've gone through everything. I've read all of the documents that they have to share, or at least all of the ones that I think that they have to share. So my first impression of what this app does really well is it creates a lot of excitement around working out. So one of the other things that I really like about the Centr app so far is that it places an emphasis on yoga and stress management, which I think are vastly undervalued. And I think that especially with a program like this where things aren't catered, it's very important that you are spending time doing your stretches, doing your yoga, and making sure that you can stay as injury-free as possible. Which leads me to my main critique of Centr so far, and that is I didn't see anything going over a physical assessment. So pretty much everyone that I sit in front of has some kind of tweak in the shoulder, in the hip. There's some issues going on with their knees, etc. And one of the most important things to go through before you start any workout is to make sure that your body is moving correctly. and that you can make adjustments as are appropriate. So starting off with, a wall arm test or a 3-point squat assessment is a great way that you can customize your own mobility and workout routines, and that just is a glaring omission in the Centr app. And I don't know what the legality of them acknowledging that, people might be coming in with prior injuries and need to be taken through assessments is. But I mean, they have a lot of resources. This is something that I really was hoping to see. I wasn't holding my breath, but yeah, they came up short in this regard for sure. And the other thing that gives me a little bit of pause is putting up before and after pictures. Now, I know that this is an incredibly popular marketing tactic for fitness companies, and for good reason. People like to see social proof. You're much more likely to actually buy this product if you see that there are people like you that have gotten great results. The danger here is creating some kind of comparison point and harming your relationship with your body and your progress. I might be being a little bit nitpicky here, but this is also something that definitely stands out to me as a personal trainer. So the other thing about before and after pictures that I don't love is that people kind of doctor the photos a little bit. So I could take a photo right now and look great, and then tomorrow eat a bunch of salt, and then take it with worse lighting, kind of pushing out my gut a little bit, and you'd be like, holy crap, look at the results that this guy got. Before and after pictures are a little bit of a sham. All right, so I've taken a couple days to look at Centr and what it has to offer. I'm not a dietitian, so I can't speak explicitly on their different meal plans that they offer, but I'd say by and large, things look pretty healthy. These are meals that I personally would eat, but again, I'm not a dietitian. All right, so I'm gonna take you through a few workouts from different instructors. The first one here is by their instructor, Michael. So this is something that I can't really comment on. I don't know much about boxing, but I will say that for most people who are looking to get toned and build some muscle, which is what I set my preference to, boxing wouldn't be my first choice, but it's something that's fun. So I can see some benefit to actually going through a workout like this, but I do think that you're going to get a lot more out of a resistance training workout. But yeah, I can't really comment on this. Next up, we have Tori Washington, and he's taking us through a muscle building, what goes around workout. So their warm-ups are pretty good. They're not exactly what I would take my clients through per se, but I think that by and large, this is okay. So he has us start off with a flat bench and then into some cable row. I would personally switch this up. Generally, you want to work out your back before your chest. Doesn't necessarily mean that it's 100% wrong, but you want something to pull your shoulders back before you get into the barbell bench press. If I was making a workout for a generic person, which he is, I would probably switch this. The exercises that come next, the push-ups into barbell bent over rows, are also fine. I again would probably switch these, have somebody work out their back before they do any pushing motions to preserve the health of their shoulders. And then down here, this is where things pop off. So he has us do seated lat pull down, which is a great exercise. And then he has us doing shoulder rep rotation. Okay, this is a meme in the fitness industry on an ineffective exercise and just not understanding the biomechanics of the shoulder and what you want to do. So he's holding the dumbbells out in front of him and he's getting rotation this way. The intent of an exercise that has you rotate your shoulders out is to strengthen your rotator cuff here, but the way that you load it with the dumbbell is just pushing down on his hand. He wants something that's actually going to resist the rotation of his shoulder, and he doesn't have this. This is a meme, an ineffective exercise. This should absolutely be excluded from what's going on here. I don't think anyone's gonna hurt themselves, but it's just dumb programming. The cool down is all fine. All right, next up we have a workout by Luke. I think that the warm-up is fine. It's very functional, not something exactly that I would take my clients through, but again, it's fine. Military press into back squat, okay. I probably wouldn't have people do these back to back because they're very intense exercises. Although he is using a band here, so it's a lot better than having somebody do a barbell overhead press into a barbell back squat. This is fine, I guess. I personally would probably have someone do a back exercise and then a back squat, or just have somebody just do a back squat to start. That's already a great exercise, or just a military press. You don't need to make things supersets. You don't need to make things incredibly fun all the time. The next exercises here are all good exercises. I would approve of this. And then we get into some suitcase bent over. This is all fine. I could get a little bit nitpicky here, but I think that by and large, this workout is pretty good so far. But Luke isn't off the hook just yet, and you'll see why. So next up we have Derulk. This is kind of their primal movement, functional trainer style guy. And I don't know much about this, so I'm actually just gonna plead the fifth and not comment on what he has to offer. Next up, we have Ashley's booster shot. So this workout I really don't like. It's very fun, but it doesn't make a ton of sense, especially for a novice and intermediate lifter. I think that especially when it gets down into some of the plyometrics later, like doing lateral jumps, if you're very new to the gym and you don't really work out ever, this is just a recipe for disaster, especially if you're just doing it in your own home and you're 50 pounds overweight. It's great for her. She's fit and healthy. If I have somebody with a knee issue, a hip issue, which they don't address at all at the top of this specific workout, this is not what I'm going to take someone through. This can very well be dangerous. And then, yeah, we end up with a 4 square hop. If you're overweight and you're trying to shed some pounds, this is not the exercise that I would have you do. That's a ton of shock into the knee, hip, ankle. Your stability is going to be all over the place. And this is near the end of the workout. Terrible selection. So next up, we're going to be going over some technique training by Luke. I was super excited when I saw this. I thought that this would be a great opportunity for them to go over who should be doing specific exercises. If you have X, Y, and Z injury, maybe avoid the barbell back squat. But I was severely let down. So Luke takes us through a goblet squat, a barbell back squat, some conventional deadlifts, some sumo deadlifts. And honestly, his form is not very good. So here we have the conventional deadlift. And it's a little bit cringy in the way that he sets up. His hands are too wide here. His knees come way over the bar. They don't place enough emphasis on the spinal position. I wish that they would take this from a side view. They don't. But I mean, it's a video that looks good, so I think that's mainly what they're concerned with here. The bar path is all wrong. Luke doesn't have a very nice conventional deadlift here, but here he is teaching us how to do it. And then the other thing is the barbell back squat technique. So if you have shoulder issues, you should not be doing what Luke does right here, where he pulls the bar up, pushes it overhead, and then lowers it onto his back. This is a very technical move to put a barbell on your back, especially if you get any amount of weight on there. Just completely ignores that. He also emphasizes to push up through your heels. That's wrong as well. You want to push through the entire foot. Not impressed with what Luke has to offer here, unfortunately. It's okay, but I'd give his technique maybe like a 7 out of 10. You really should be at a 10 out of 10 if you're creating content like this, in my opinion. Easy for me to say though. So there you have it. What I think that Centr does well is they package everything very beautifully. The videos are all well done in terms of the cinematography, how they look. I think it's a very fun app, and I think that it can do a good job of keeping people engaged. However, I think that the actual workouts themselves are very hit and miss, and they definitely need some aspect of this that delves into different limitations that people have with their joints. I think that Centr could work really well for somebody who doesn't have many injuries and has a lot of prior workout experience. However, if you're a novice and you have a couple issues that you're working through, I cannot recommend this to you. If you fall in that camp and you're looking for a program online that will help you overcome some of those issues, I would highly recommend that you check out MindPump's Prime and Prime Pro bundle. I'll leave a link in the description down below. If you're looking for other tips on how to actually stay more consistent in the gym, check out the videos that are about to be on screen. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.